Texas public schools are more than just buildings, more than an institution. Wherever teaching and learning take place, we must stand together with our public schools because a strong Texas recovery requires strong public schools.
Our traditions define us, but our legacy impacts the world. We are first in Texas. We are Texas A&M.
Texas public schools are more than just buildings, more than an institution. Wherever teaching and learning take place, we must stand together with our public schools because a strong Texas recovery requires strong public schools.
Our traditions define us, but our legacy impacts the world. We are first in Texas. We are Texas A&M.
Texas public schools are more than just buildings, more than an institution. Wherever teaching and learning take place, we must stand together with our public schools because a strong Texas recovery requires strong public schools.
I'm Evan Smith, the CEO of the Texas Tribune, and I want to welcome you to the big finish of the 2021 Texas Tribune Festival. It's been a different kind of year than we were expecting, and so, as I hope you can tell, we worked hard to put together a different kind of TribFest. We delivered on our promise to give you an overfull menu of in-depth conversations with some of the most important and interesting people in the country on topics that affect every one of us in our daily lives. Not insignificantly, we also raised a truly extraordinary amount of money through sponsorships, memberships, and ticket sales to pay for serious journalism. I'm a broken record at this point, but indulge me. Our job at the Tribune is to enable thoughtful and productive citizenship, to raise the level of civic engagement through our journalism, through beat reporting, daily and breaking news reporting, political reporting, watchdog and investigative reporting, multimedia and data reporting, and editorial events. That's what we said we'd do 12 years ago when we launched, and it's what we're still doing, better than ever. The work of our nonprofit newsroom has always been important. We publish reliable, credible stories on matters that affect everyday Texans, making them better informed and motivating them to participate civically. But never has it been as important as it is now, and I mean right now. The last few weeks, the last 8 months, the last year plus, all of it, make the case better than I or anyone else ever could for the Texas Tribune's existence. Likewise, never has this festival, this opportunity to come together, listen to smart people, and make sense of the world, been as important. So let's get on with the task of landing the plane. But before I bring out the last of nearly 200 distinguished guests on our program this year, a little housekeeping. I want to thank the sponsors who made this year's festival possible. The program may have been virtual, but the costs of putting it on, of pulling it together, were real, as is the cost of producing impactful journalism day in and day out. These generous companies and foundations deserve thanks for stepping up and supporting us. Arnold Ventures, bigBang presented by SVP Dallas and United Way of Metropolitan Dallas, Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Texas, the Center for Disaster Philanthropy, the Cynthia and George Mitchell Foundation, Cypress Creek Renewables, DHR Health, Frito-Lay, the Lowy Law Firm, Meadows Foundation, Meadows Mental Health Policy Institute and the Hackett Center, Methodist Healthcare Ministries of South Texas, Raise Your Hand Texas, the Sands Corporation, 6th Street, Social Venture Partners Dallas, the Sumners Foundation, Texas 2036, Texas A&M University, the Texas Destination Resort Alliance, Texas Infrastructure Now, the Texas Rural Funders, the University of Arizona, the University of Houston, Quest Diagnostics, the Andy Roddick Foundation, Anheuser-Busch, AT&T, the Austin Community College District, the law firm of Barron, Adler, Clough, and Odo, the Beer Alliance of Texas, Bunkhouse, the Catania Foundation, Centerpoint Energy, Educate Texas, the Energy Foundation, HCA Healthcare, the Hobby School of Public Affairs at the University of Houston, Hopin, Hotel Magdalena, the Human Rights Campaign, the law firm of Jackson Walker, JPMorgan Chase, North Texas Commission, Encore, Pastors for Texas Children, PepsiCo, Pescador Public Strategies, Philanthropy Advocates, Raptor Technologies, the RISA Foundation, Salesforce, St. David's Healthcare, the Commit Partnership, the Education Trust, the Texas Association of Community Colleges, the Texas Cultural Trust, the Texas X's, Texas Realtors, the University of Texas Press, Tito's Handmade Vodka, the Transgender Education Network of Texas, the Trellis Foundation, and UT Southwestern Medical Center. Thanks as well to our festival media partners, Austin PBS, El Paso Matters, Fort Worth Report, KERA, KUT, KXAN, MSNBC, the San Antonio Report, Slate, Texas Monthly, Texas Standard, the 19th, the Dallas Morning News, the Financial Times, the Washington Examiner, and the Washington Post. Hey, Texas Tribune members, your support makes everything we do possible, and we could not be happier to have you as part of our community. To those of you watching or who've been watching, who aren't members, what are you waiting for? If you like what you saw this week, if you believe in the value of our public service journalism, help us meet our goal of 500 new members during the festival and help us pay for our transformational work. Last chance. Our friends at the Lowy Law Firm in Austin will match up to $50,000 of your contributions made by tomorrow at midnight. That's midnight Central Time on Sunday, September 26th. Be sure to sign up online at texastribune.org/join. I need to thank the outside partners who did heavy lifting behind the scenes to make this online extravaganza come to life. Autumn Rich, Michelle Aldridge, Claire Ruhe, Christy Waldrop, David Nowlin, and Robert Busweiler, Savannah Stevens, and everybody at Sunshine Sachs. Finally, biggest thanks of all to my amazing Texas Tribune colleagues. Emily Albrecht, Liam Andrew, Rob Avila, Maddie Badowski, Bobby Blanchard, Paige Brand, Jackie Brinker, Anna Kanasawas, Natalie Choate, Maddie Dobbs, Rachel Efros, Irma Fernandez, Amari Foster, April Hinkle, Andrew Gibson, J. Matt Bernal, John Garza, Emily Goldstein, Malu Gonzalez, Amy Gonzalez Johnson, Courtney Griffin, Catherine Grooms, Reagan Hicks, John Jordan, Ian Mitra, Daryl Pinantoan, Terry Quinn, Michael Ray de Leon, Sierra Rodriguez, Samaya Sati, Jake Sam, Nicola Skirl, Becca Silvas, Jacob Villanueva, Evan Waring, and Jessica Weaver. Let's give them all a big hand. Now, it's my pleasure to introduce the final keynote of our 2021 Fest. It's a conversation between Miguel Cardona, the U.S. Secretary of Education, and Stephanie Ruhle, MSNBC anchor and NBC News senior business correspondent. Enjoy.
Hi there, I'm Stephanie Ruhle, NBC News senior business correspondent and MSNBC anchor. And on behalf of the Texas Tribune, I want to welcome you to the 2021 Texas Tribune Festival and to my one-on-one conversation with Education Secretary Miguel Cardona. Before joining the Biden administration, he served as Connecticut's Education Commissioner, where he began his career as a fourth grade teacher and later became a principal. We have a lot to get to, so let's get started. Secretary, I know you are having a very, very busy week. You're on a road trip welcoming kids back to school across the country, so I appreciate you joining us. Tell me, how's the road trip going? I mean, there's clearly a lot of challenges.
You know, there's challenges, but what we're seeing on this road trip are students who are happy to be in school, teachers happy to be in school. You know, you walk into these classrooms and you realize why we work so hard to make sure we're putting in those safety measures, and it's all worth it when you see students enjoying, you know, band or being on the athletic fields. We're back in business, and it's a great feeling to be able to walk into school, seeing students and teachers so happy to be back in the classroom where they belong.
When you joined the Biden administration, millions of kids across this country were remote learning. Many weren't learning at all. As an educator, that had to break your heart. As a parent, it definitely broke mine. Fast forward to where we are right now. The fact that we're seeing millions of kids go back in school, but have this massive battle royale over mask wearing. Did you predict we were going to have a problem like this? I mean, back then, we were just desperate to get in school.
It's unbelievable. But listen, the battle royale is with adults. The kids are fine. They're not I had to hear one complaint yesterday, the day before, about mask wearing. The kids just want to be in the classrooms. In fact, I was in Kansas recently, and I heard from a high school senior who said, listen, I don't care. I'll wear the mask. I just want to be on that softball field this year. I can't have another year of canceled sports. So for me, it was really about just let's get them back in the classroom. The teachers know what they're doing. Principals know what they're doing. Let's keep all the politics out of the classrooms. Let the kids enjoy their time with their friends.
I want to touch on that. All that our students, all that our kids lost last year. We can talk about athletics in a moment. But in terms of loss of learning, every study out there, when they look at math, reading, or anything else, they are way behind where they should be. We know there wasn't a federal program around summer school. Is there a plan to address this learning loss?
Definitely. And, the American Rescue Plan funds did put funds specifically for summer schools. As a matter of fact, I talked to a principal today who told me in Indiana, who told me we were able to triple the size of our summer school program because of the ARP funds. And that was their way of kickstarting the school year. And I know across the country, educators are extending school days, providing after-school opportunities for students, planning trips where students can get some hands-on learning. And this is going to be an ongoing effort. Students did miss out on instruction, and it's really on us now as educators to make sure we're providing them the support that they need using the American Rescue Plan funds. And Stephanie, I mean, some students were impacted more than others. So it's really important that we're looking at what was missed, and we're doubling down on the supports for these students who, spent a good part of the last year and a half learning from a screen.
But as parents, do we just have to accept the fact that it was a year lost for our kids? For you and I, a year here and there when you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, it doesn't make much of a difference. But the difference between being 11, 12, 13, it's monumental to miss a year.
It is. And I would argue that socially and emotionally is just as impactful, if not more. I'm speaking now as a father of two teenagers, high schoolers, who had to experience at least a year of their schooling in an interrupted fashion. They wanted to be back with their peers. They wanted to re-engage socially and emotionally. With regard to the academics, I know educators are making sure that the curriculum evolves or adapts to where the students are. As students are coming in, we're assessing what was learned and what wasn't learned last year so that we can adjust this year, next year to help accelerate the learning and make sure that they get those important skills that they need to be successful in the subsequent years. I know that's the work of educators, and I have confidence in them that they're going to get it done. But the first step is making sure we don't have interrupted learning this year. That's why we're really pushing hard for safe reopening.
How do we reward or incentivize those educators? We are putting so much on them. We put so much on them last year, and they don't work in an industry, a private industry where, hey, you worked extra hours, here's overtime, here's a big bonus at the end of the year. Are you worried that we're going to continue to lose educators who are saying, I just can't do it?
Right. There was a point last year or a year and a half ago where everyone was celebrating teachers from one day to the next becoming experts in online learning. And then there was a lot of pressure on teachers across the country when they were asking for safe school reopening. So to me, it's not only do we have to do more to make sure we're compensating our teachers well, they shouldn't be working 2 to 3 jobs to make ends meet, but we should be respecting our educators and listening to our educators to make sure that we take into account their feelings when we're talking about how to reopen schools. And educators, over 90% of them are vaccinated. They want safe schools. So we need to not only support them with more pay and better training so that they can meet the needs of the students when they come in, but we also have to make sure that we're supporting them when they say, listen, I want a safe school environment and I do want masks being worn. So it's about respecting the profession. Yes, compensation matters, and our teachers are underpaid in so many parts of our country. The Build Back Better agenda does work to equalize that, but we also have to respect our educators. I think that's critically important as well.
So we're talking about a lot of shoulds, what we should do for our educators. Literally, what are we doing? Because we're seeing an awful lot either choose not to go into the teaching profession or retire early.
Well, I'm fighting hard for this Build Back Better agenda that does put money to provide better training for educators, to provide pipelines for educators, reimbursement for college, making sure that we're supporting our teachers by hiring more school counselors. There's money for that today in the American Rescue Plan. So we have put funds forward to make sure that we have enough staff, make sure we have enough training for our educators, and provide them the support that they need. We cannot continue to ask teachers to do more without the additional training, without the time for them to learn this. We cannot continue to put everything on the shoulders of our teachers. We need to support our educators. In the American Rescue Plan, there are funds for that. In the Build Back Better agenda, there are funds for that. And that's what we're going to do.
Secretary, when you and I grew up, if we didn't show up to school for a week, 2 weeks, a police officer would knock on our door and say, hey, time to get back to school. Last year, things were different. We know thousands of kids just disappeared online. A lot of them, as the months progressed, stopped logging on at all. What is your department doing to get those kids back?
That's a significant area of focus. But we also know that students are dealing with loss of life in their family, homelessness. There are so many underlying issues that our students are dealing with now that many students went and got jobs because they had to help their families' income level. So what we need to do is make sure with the rescue plan funds that we're hiring folks like liaisons to go out there, knock on doors, and not like a police officer knock on doors, get to school or else, but more knock on the door, say, how are you? How can we support your family? How can we get you back into school safely so that you're comfortable there, you feel welcome there, and we can take care of some of those basic needs like hunger that many families are facing. Our students are in the middle of a pandemic. Many of them have experienced loss and other issues. The funding is there for us to really reimagine what our schools look like. We need more liaisons with families. We need more counselors to support our students when they do get back in the classroom. But we have to be aggressive to make sure that we're re-engaging those students that we lost during the last year and a half. But again, many of them have faced so many life-changing experiences that we have to meet them where they are and support them.
Does that mean we also have to reinvest in vocational schools? When you're thinking about thousands of kids who have now left school entirely, they're working, they're most likely, if they return to school, not college bound. But there's a huge skills gap in this country, and we also have a labor shortage. Is a way to address that to really invest in VOTech? Again, when you and I went to school, there were lots of vocational schools around this country. Today, not so much.
So you're talking to a graduate of a technical high school. For 4 years, I wore an automotive uniform and I worked on cars, and I thought maybe that's the profession that I wanted. Then I went to college, became a teacher, loved it. But we need to do better as a country. We need to do better connecting our high schools to our community colleges, to our four-year colleges, to our workforce needs. I'm so excited about that work, Stephanie. That's where we need to go. We need to build our economy that way. The Build Back Better agenda has community college for all. That's a game changer. But we have to do a better job connecting our two-year schools to our high schools and giving students career pathways earlier. All students are should be college ready, but college is not for all students. Some students want to go into the workforce. Some students want to go into career development and maybe go to college later. We need to do a better job evolving our high schools, connecting them with the community colleges, and most importantly, connecting them with the workforce needs that are out there. This country is ripe for growth there. That is as bipartisan as you can find an issue, and I'm really eager to roll up my sleeves and get to work on that. Has to get done.
That gets a lot of bipartisan support, but the Build Back Better $3.5 trillion doesn't. And to your point, free community college and free pre-K is in there. They could end up on the cutting room floor.
They can.
If that happens, pardon?
They can, unfortunately.
And if they do, is there a backup plan? Because there are people out there who are saying they don't want their taxes to go up to pay for free community college. That's not a priority for them or their family. We've heard pushback from people in a lot of swing states.
Well, I don't know how many people making over $400,000 are reaching out to you, or corporations, multi-million-dollar corporations are reaching out to you, but no one making under $400,000 will see an increase in taxes. And I think it's really important for us to realize how close we are to that moment where our education system could be better than ever. This is really raising the bar. And there's a lot, just like there's disinformation about COVID, there's disinformation about how this is going to get paid for. This is a return on investment. Community college graduates earn on average 21% more than high school graduates. What does that mean? That means they can buy a house. That means they can invest in local shops and local businesses. This is not only a game changer for the family, but for our whole country. The return on investment here is significant. And I think we need to, for me, I'm on a bus, but I'm also pushing hard to make sure that we're communicating the benefits of community college for all. It's a game changer in this country, and it's about time that we elevate education in this country.
I do want to go back to mask mandates. I know you're investigating the 5 different states that banned mask mandates for violating students' rights. It's great that you're investigating it, but in the meantime, what are you doing? Because those kids are going to school every day and they're at risk.
Sure. 7 states. Florida and Texas joined the list of states where we are opening up investigations. Listen, parents, we talk a lot about rights. How about the rights of those students who are medically fragile? What about their rights to go to school and learn like everyone else across the country? We have to remember the decision to wear a mask in a place where there's high spread of this Delta variant that is very transmissible. The decision to wear masks is not only protecting yourself, it's protecting the person next to you. And for so many families, especially families of children with disabilities, their children are so fragile that they cannot send them to school and they have to leave work because the schools are not doing everything to keep kids safe. So the investigation is ongoing, but to answer your question, we're not just waiting for the investigation. We're reaching out to those superintendents who are making the right decision, and we're telling them we're going to keep you home. The last thing your district needs, the last thing your board needs is to be penalized for protecting children. That sounds absurd. So we're going to make sure that they're kept whole. We're going to make up for whatever funding is ripped away from them by the state, because at the end of the day, this is about safe school reopening. Let me tell you something, Stephanie. I visited 3 states already. Not one conversation about safety, not one quarantine because they're following the rules. Those states that are struggling to follow mitigation strategies are the ones where we're seeing kids miss learning. And sadly, we're seeing in those states, a higher number of students in hospitals. It's preventable.
In every one of those states and across the country, there are parents who aren't going back to work because they don't have suitable childcare. You know, we always talk about childcare in this country like it's just for kids ages 0 to 5, but we've got our kids until they're 18. Is this a chance to revisit how long the school day is, if we're going to have truly extended days with academics, with extracurricular activities? Because if you look out there for jobs for parents that exist between the hours of 9:05 and 2:50, they don't exist. And if kids had a longer, a more significant day, more parents could go back to work.
The community schools component of the Build Back Better agenda is significant. We know schools are the hubs of communities. We know that if we connect after-school programs, whether it's with the Ys or the Boys and Girls Club or other groups that can partner with the school to provide after-school activities, enriching after-school activities, we're onto something. So many schools during the pandemic tried doing this, and they realized the benefits of it. So yes, in the agenda, there is a focus on that. We know parents have to go to work. We want to make sure that their children are safe, number one, but also in an environment where they can be enriched, where they're cared for, and where they're growing. So yes, to answer your question, we have to build back better. Our students deserve it. But you talked a little bit about learning loss before. We have to think differently and think outside the box to give students more opportunities.
But sir, I just want to get realistic in this moment, because Build Back Better has extraordinary plans in it, but we're still a ways away from getting it done. Let's just say it did get approved. It would take a long time for those plans to actually be put into action. But here we are. I mean, even in the last couple of days, you've got Senator Joe Manchin saying, let's take a pause on the $3.5 trillion. So just for a moment, take us away from the $3.5 trillion, right? That's our ideal over here. And let's get in the real, the moment. For families right now, is there something that we can do to help them provide more childcare, provide a longer day? Because the idea that here's what we could do in the future doesn't solve for what's happening in the present. I mean, that's sort of how the charter school universe was born. You wouldn't need alternative schools if the public school system was working, but we're in an emergency situation. So what do we do now?
Right. Well, I'll answer that, but I don't want to dismiss the Build Back Better agenda because we're that close to getting something transformative done. So to those who are listening, it does matter in the next couple of weeks, talking to legislators, talking to elected officials that are debating whether or not this is something they want to do. If this means something to you now, speak up, because in a month from now, if it's not there, we lost our opportunity. But yes, the American Rescue Plan provided $130 billion, which is already out distributed to states for programs that help safely reopen schools. We know Boston changed their school day. We know in communities throughout, I was visiting a school in Arizona, they have a community-based model already using American Rescue Plan funds. It's possible. They exist. The funding is there. We just have to make sure that districts are using the funds for that. So I would encourage folks, because a lot of this is local and state control, to make sure that we're expecting more from our schools. The funding is there, the will from the president is there. We have provided return to school roadmaps, handbooks. We're on the phone daily. I'm visiting classrooms, talking to superintendents to push this. There will not be a federal requirement of that because that's not the role of the federal Department of Education. But we're pushing best practices. We're lifting up where it's happening, but we're also engaging parents. So I think it is important that parents hear that this is our moment now to advocate for an agenda that's going to help their families, we talk a lot about infrastructure. Well, family infrastructure matters too. And this is our moment across the country to make sure we move those things forward that are going to help our families.
Then is this a moment to reimagine childcare? Again, we always talk about childcare like it's for toddlers, but you're a parent, you're a former teacher. It doesn't matter how good you are at your job. If it's 3:30 and you're in a meeting at work and you're picturing your kid sitting in that weird chair in the nurse's office waiting to get picked up while everybody else has been picked up, you can't be successful and your child will suffer. Do we need to start really looking at what we define as childcare? When you think back to the millions of kids who, since they were yet very young, are on their own after school.
Right. You're right. I mean, we really need to evolve based on what the needs are of our families. And the days of parents getting out in time to pick up their children and bring them home, that's behind us. The schools are a part of that, but I think communities and childcare centers have to be connected to make sure that we're providing wraparound services, which might mean after-school programming at the schools or in the community centers. I know many schools have programs after school already, but I think we need to make it more accessible to more families. And, that's, again, what the funds that were coming out of the federal government that's what they were intended to do, to provide opportunities for parents to get back to work, students to get back to school, and for community-based organizations to partner with our schools to make sure that students have programming after hours as well.
How hard is it for school districts to staff that programming? As you said, they've gotten a lot of money from the American Rescue Plan. How is the labor shortage impacting the need to fill these types of positions?
It's interesting. I'll share a quick story with you. I'm fortunate that my children are able to return back to school full time. And both of my children play sports after school. The schedule of their sports teams was changed based on the lack of availability of bus drivers. So there's a shortage there.
Wow.
So we are experiencing at all different levels shortages, which is why we have to use our funds to make sure we're paying folks a decent rate. And we have to make sure that we're providing an employment opportunity for folks that takes care of their basic needs. You can't have 2 to 3 jobs, try to make ends meet. So that is part of the issue. But again, some of these funds could be used to recruit and retain folks, provide better salaries to make sure people stay in the profession. People have choices now. And we have to do our part to make sure that the profession of education is one where people want to stay and where they're being compensated adequately.
All of this, really, this whole conversation we're having is centered, obviously, around COVID. The best chance we have of putting COVID behind us is to get vaccinated. So I've got to talk about Pfizer's vaccine. It could be approved for kids very soon, possibly as soon as Halloween. I know mandates are up to local districts. But is your department prepared to back up schools in court if we see a wave of legal challenges?
Not only prepared, I was with the U.S. Surgeon General yesterday, Vivek Murthy. We were visiting a school together, and we were talking about, we were actually in a community center with the governor of Illinois. We were talking to those folks there, the pharmacists, about, hey, are you ready when this gets approved to receive the hundreds and thousands of students that are going to be coming in to get vaccinated? I'm excited excited about that opportunity to make sure that all of our students across the country have that opportunity to be safe and for parents to breathe a little bit easier. I don't know how old your children are, Stephanie, but when my children were vaccinated, let me tell you, I breathed a lot easier knowing that they're okay, that I'm doing everything in my power to protect them. And I know so many parents are waiting. So many parents are waiting for that opportunity for their children. So yes, we want to make sure that when it gets approved, that we're prepared to get these students safely vaccinated and back into the classroom.
Secretary, I've got 2 kids who are vaccinated and a third who will be the first in line at any pharmacy that will take us when the approval goes through. Do you see mandating COVID vaccines for kids 5 to 11 once we get out of the emergency approval, once we get full approval? Do you see COVID vaccines sort of being added to the list of vaccinations that are already required for students to attend school?
Right. You know, I'm going to give you my opinion, but first I have to disclaimer that by saying I'm not a medical expert. And I trust the medical experts that have guided us this way. But there's a reason why we didn't wake up this morning thinking about measles, right? It was required. We went through it, and it was required for schools. So similarly, I do support vaccination requirements when they're established. And I appreciate what the president did to say, for federal employees, we're going to require that. So I do support it, and I think our medical experts will make the final determination as to when to require it. But we know it works. We know it works. As a parent, you know it works for your children. And what we want to do is get back to life past this pandemic, and we have to use every tool in our toolbox to get that done.
You might not be a medical expert, but you're obviously a former educator and you're a parent. There have always been people at the fringe who didn't feel comfortable with vaccines. But by and large, the overwhelming number of parents in this country got their kids vaccinated in order to take their kids to kindergarten. Has this surprised you, this massive pushback against vaccines, knowing as an educator for years, every little kindergartner that walks in has got their vaccines?
Yeah. Sadly, it didn't surprise me. And I'll tell you why. We're coming out of a pandemic, but we're also coming out of a period where our country was so divided. So for me, the strategy to address that is to really get on a road trip, visit, I'm visiting states, Republican, Democrat-led, I don't care. I want to see students and really try to unify our country around our students, and then listen to the science and talk to the health experts about what's best. Listen to the Pediatrics Association, listen to our CDC leaders. And as I said at the beginning of this conversation, I just wanted to make sure our kids are in the classrooms, because once they're in the classrooms, our educators know what they're doing. They're going to create a sense of community, a sense of family, and that's going to bring our country back together. So I'm not surprised about it based on how things have gone the last several years around division in our country, but I'm confident that as we get our students back into school and we're advocating for the safety of children, it's going to help unify us.
Let's talk economics for a moment. It has obviously been a very difficult year and a half for people across this country. The government has provided unprecedented financial support. Come this February, we are going to see federal student loan payments are going to resume. They've been on pause until now. People have not had to pay basically since the pandemic began. How's that going to go down? I mean, that is an enormous amount of money, an enormous amount of people all at once.
Yeah, the pause on student loans helped our borrowers focus on kind of getting through this pandemic and making sure they're okay, making sure they're on their feet and their family are okay and their children are able to get back to school. But as we roll it back in, we wanted to make sure we provided clear communication and a long on-ramp so that they can start planning for this. Yes, our economy is at the point now where we believe we can continue to resume those payments, but we wanted to provide our borrowers as much time as possible to prepare for that. And I think we're doing that responsibly. And I have to say too, when I became Secretary of Education in March, we realized quickly that we needed to fix the systems in our department, our public service loan forgiveness, our borrower defense. There's a lot of work that we're gonna have to do to improve our systems to support our students. And, as much as
technical work? Do you mean the technical work?
Yes, I mean, like 98% of people who applied for public service loan forgiveness were denied. That's not the intent.
Why?
There are different reasons, and
98%?
98% were denied. So what we need to do is make sure that the system works the way it was intended to 10 years ago when it was developed. You know, we need to stay true to what Congress wanted, to provide loan forgiveness for those who are public servants. So we have a lot of work to do. We took over a department and we're fixing what needs to be fixed. And let me tell you, we're going to be aggressive because our borrowers deserve that. You know, we talk a lot about K-12, but our higher education system needs work. We need to make sure we're keeping our students at the center, providing loan forgiveness. $9.5 billion in loan forgiveness was already done from March until now. We got rid of the debt of thousands of borrowers, totaling $9.5 billion, because we want to make sure that we're keeping the borrowers at the center of the conversation. And we're going to continue to do that as long as I'm Secretary of Education.
But, sir, you do also have to work on behalf of the lenders. And we do run the risk come this February that a whole lot of people who might have the money, because while it has been a difficult year for a lot of Americans, we've also had a record amount of household savings. And we are seeing more and more jobs become available. Wages are going up. Are you concerned that a whole wave of people are going to say out of sight, out of mind, and they just won't start repaying those loans again when they need to? Do you have a mechanism that you're really going to go after it?
Well, we do. I mean, the department, we do have to be balanced, and we have to be transparent about what we're doing. That's why we're giving our borrowers enough time to be prepared for this. This on-ramp until late January is there so that they can be prepared for it. We're going to be clear with our communication, and the expectation is that the loan repayment will start, and we're going to work with our borrowers to get them back on.
Even before the pandemic, there were members of Congress, Senator Elizabeth Warren, who was pushing very hard for loan forgiveness to wipe out student loan debt. Do you see any scenario where President Biden would sign on to that now?
You know, right now we're really focused, as I said earlier, on this transformative agenda to really elevate education across our country with the Build Back Better agenda. We have had conversations. We're going to continue conversations to make sure we do what we can do for our borrowers. But at the same time, right now, you know, this week, next week, the focus is really getting as much in the Build Back Better agenda passed. We're going to continue those conversations, though. That's important.
Secretary, I know we're out of time, but I just want to give you a moment before we wrap. You want to say anything to teachers across America?
Yes, thank you, and thanks for the time today. What I want to say is we were tested. We were put through the ringer across the country, not just teachers, principals, superintendents, custodians, bus drivers, food service workers, our IT folks. And we have an opportunity here to build back better, to make it better than it was before March 2020. That should not be our goal, where we were in March 2020. Our students deserve it. They've gone through a lot. We're going to come together. We're going to, at the Department of Education, support our educators, support our students. And across the country, this month, students are returning back to school. And while we might hear headlines about one or two places where they're just making it harder than it has to be, the overwhelming majority of students are happy now because they're back with their friends, back with their teachers, and teachers are thrilled too. And that's what we're celebrating on this road trip. Thanks for the time.
It's a dirty little secret. Go talk to kids. They don't mind wearing masks. They're just psyched to be back. Secretary Cardona, I've taken a lot of your time. I know you've got to get back to school, so thanks for joining us today.
Take care.
Bye-bye.